Hello my planner friends, it's Crystal with Happy to Plan. I am going to be doing my Plan With Me video for Valentine's week. And since I used my Valentine's theme in my monthly spread, I didn't want to do a Valentine's theme in my weekly. However, I didn't want to go completely off the grid and not do something sort of an homage to Valentine's Day, as you might say. So I definitely want to do kind of like a pink theme. I have this kit here that's from it's called Here and Now. And here are some of the cut aparts that are in here. And I didn't show the main inspiration. I don't know why I didn't show it, but I will show it here in a second when I do my journal card. It's basically a journal card that says love this life. And I thought, well, that's fairly appropriate since I have a pretty good life, and especially with my planner friends and just the things that I do with my church, and I'm just really, really blessed. And so I thought, well, that would be a good, theme for Valentine's Day is the fact that I love my life. And I feel like I am probably happier than I've been in a very, very, very long time. So I decided to do that. So that's what the theme is going to be. Love this life. And I was really inspired by this paper. And as you can see, I kind of cut the paper in strips. So that's what I did for my monthly spread. And again, if you haven't seen that, I'll go ahead and make sure I leave a link in the description box and in the card above to my playlist. And it's my monthly spread for February. I really liked, because I used strips in that particular one, and I was like, oh, I wonder if I can incorporate that into my weekly spread. So when I found this paper, I was like, oh, this paper is perfect for making like strips. So I cut it, and then when I cut it, I decided that I didn't like the length of it, so I actually ended up using the piece that I cut off the top to make it fit in the box. I ended up using those scrap pieces for the layout instead of the long pieces that I had originally cut. As you can see, I also cut a bunch of the cut aparts out, and I wanted to use a couple of those. I definitely wanted to use the one that's a documented and it had like a little typewriter on it, because I feel like that's really a big part of what I do in my Happy Planner. So I definitely wanted to use that. All right, so then I thought, well, let me go ahead and cut strips of this pink paper. This pink almost matched perfectly with the planner spread, so I was like, oh, this is perfect. And it came out of that same Here and Now Echo Park scrapbooking kit that I had shown in the beginning. So I cut the paper and I was just trying to lay it out, trying to figure out if I was going to like it. And then I was like, well, I didn't feel like this layout was really conducive to like putting like actual things on it, like to actually plan. So then I grabbed this little journal, the little cut apart that came in the paper pack, and because I definitely wanted to use that. So I cut that just to fit into that Monday spot. And then, because I think, okay, well, I can put something on here, like a little to-do list or something that I have for Monday. But then I was like, well, how's that really going to work if I put other labels down? It's going to look weird because it's not going to have, I don't know. I didn't think it was going to look right. So then I decided, okay, I'm just going to cut a strip to go down the middle of the page. And so that's what I'm doing here. You can see I'm cutting it. And when I did it, I wanted to cut it so that the little arrows, so the chevron pattern with the arrow was on there, completely cut it crooked. So I had to recut it. I mean, it was really bad how crooked it was. So I had to recut it. And then I just laid it out. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And then I was like, this is my process, people. I just figure it out as I go along and throw paper on the paper. And then that's why I like to lay everything out first before I glue anything down, because I want it to look right before I get anything glued down. So I decided I wanted to make that little arrow a little bit more defined. So I just trimmed off the top, kind of using the guide of the paper as my guide. And then, okay, so then that's how it's ultimately going to look like. And I liked how that looked, because then I'm like, okay, well, I can definitely put something on Tuesday, and then I can use it'll make a more definition when I put stickers down to actually add stuff to the planner. So I just took the other side of that little card cutout and I cut that as well. I ultimately ended up not using it there and wish I hadn't cut it. But the way I used it was perfect and it worked out great. All right, so then I figured, okay, well, I might, a lot of times when I do like different designs like this, it's really hard for me to figure out, okay, so this design looks really cute. I really like how this looks. Now I need to figure out how to mimic that and match that on the other side that has 4 columns versus 3 columns, and how do I do that? And you don't necessarily, I don't necessarily want it to be the mirror image. I don't want it to be exact, but I definitely want it to match, right? You want it to look the same. So I thought, well, I'll just put down that strip for the the weekend, and then I'll do it that way. And then when I did that, I was like, no, that's not going to work. I don't like how that looks. I felt like it was just a little bit too much pink. I don't know. It just felt too much pink to me. So I put that other little strip down and I was like, okay, I like that. And it's definitely matching. It has the same feel as the other side. And then I was like, okay, well, then I've got to cover up this piece. So I took that document. I definitely wanted to use that just because, well, it's my favorite color. And I just like the sentiment, and I love little old-fashioned typewriter images. I think those are really cool. So then I cut it to kind of fit on that down there. I ultimately don't even end up using it right there, but that's where I cut it to fit in that spot. And then I had that other cut apart that's from the same line. So all of this paper is from that same line. And so here you can see I'm kind of fiddling with it. So then I decided I wanted to switch it. So there you see how I wish I hadn't cut the piece now, but I think it worked out fine because it had a little line in it, so it separated the Saturday and Sunday. And then I am going to go ahead and cut a strip for the side panel. And you can see here I'm cutting it so that it's even. So I didn't want to cut one complete line and then cut another complete line. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but I cut some from one side and then some from the other side so that it was an even pattern. And then I did the same thing with the top. I cut the top so that it was more arrows at the top than a straight line. And you can see I also switched the little card inserts. So the pink card I cut in half and then I put one on one side and one on the other. Again, kind of trying to balance out the two looks. I really actually ended up really loving this spread at the end. It just sometimes is a little bit more challenging. I like to challenge myself when I'm doing these things, so it's not just, okay, let's cut the boxes and have it look exactly the same every time. I like my planner to look different. All right, so there's that sweet happy moments, and I pretty much, anytime any card says happy on it, I want to use it in my planner as much as possible. So I just love that word. I just think that's, obviously my YouTube channel is Happy to Plan, and my happy planner, but I love that word. It's kind of something I definitely try to focus on in my life, is to be happy. And that's definitely something that you have to work at. It's not something that comes naturally. You have to really work at being happy and doing things that make you happy. So that's why I love this planner, because it allows me to focus on those things. Okay, so as you can see, I got everything glued down, and then I wanted to use that documented, but I wanted to make it like a little flip up, because obviously I didn't want to write anything on top of that or put label or anything. So now it's a little flip up where I can actually put something on the Saturday and Sunday underneath it and still have that space. And then I wanted to go ahead and use some of that shiny stuff on washi tape on this side. And then I wanted to use that happy sweet moments, and I used some puffy tape to make that a sticker, and I'm going to be using that for sticker time. right, so now it's time for me to work on my journal card. And those are the cards that I was talking about earlier that I didn't show in the beginning. They were part of the same Here and Now Echo Park scrapbooking kit. So that one at the front says "Love This Life." Now, when I cut the two, it didn't quite match. I don't know why the one was taller than the other. I thought they were the even sizes, but they weren't. So I was gluing it, and then I thought, oops, I've got to run it in my punch first before I glue it together because then it will not punch if it's two different pieces of paper, or actually this is more like cardstock. All right, so then I get that glued on there and then I punch it out, and then I decided to round the corners and trim it up a little bit. And then I decided I was thinking about just cutting that strip off, but then I really liked the size of it, so I just decided to put some washi tape down and then trim it up. And then I just wanted to add just a little pop of color and to this to the journal card. I didn't want to leave it blank. So I took that flower. That flower came from the same kit, and I put some pink paper. I stuck it to pink paper because I didn't want it to be clear or white on the back. And then I just trimmed it out, and then I stuck a little puffy sticker there, and it pops off the page now. And it's pink on the other side when you flip it over. And then I wanted to just put some more of those little enamel dots. And once I got that done, I wanted to pull a paper clip from my awesome collection of paper clips that I received from my Galentine's Day party. We had a little Galentine's Day for my meetup planner group, and you can see them all there. They're really cute, and I'm excited to use those in my planner. So I'm going to go ahead and start the plan with me portion of this plan with me and getting some stickers out here. The first thing I wanted to document was that I'm going to a meeting on the 15th, and it's a Women's on the Move is a business association through my work, and I'm going to be going to a little luncheon that I'm excited about. And I went ahead and wrote down what it was, and then I put 11 a.m. and then I kind of messed up on the M, so I am going to fix that here in a second. I'll show you what I did. But before I do that, though, I wanted to grab a sticker that had my little weight stickers from Mambi. So I put that on the Monday because I want to try to remember to do that. I forgot last week, so I want to try to remember. And then I wanted to put in my scripture verse, which is Proverbs 3:6, and I put that one at the top. That came from the Faith sticker pack from Mambi. And then I wanted to, of course, put a little weekend sticker on this weekend because I love me a weekend. And okay, and then on Thursday, I'm having my usual every other Thursday Joanne's meetup. So I put that Hanging with Friends sticker on there. And that's how I fixed it. So basically what I did with the 11 a.m. is I just put a little exclamation point icon sticker, and it doesn't say that anymore. I put a little note section over there just to kind of have like a little tab sticking out from that card. And then I decided to put this little label that says important underneath that, remember this. Actually, technically don't have anything that I need to put on that thing, but I'm sure I will by that time. I'm sure I'll kind of think of stuff to put on there. And then I'm going to be paying my bills. I pay all my bills on one day just to make it easier. I just added that in there to remind myself to do that. And then I have my Tuesday game day on Tuesday. My Tuesday game day on Tuesday. You know what I mean. And so I just used the little game day sticker from the Mambi kit, or sticker books, I should say. And then I took one of my little payday icon stickers and put it on the 15th. Whoop, whoop, payday. All right, now I'm going to write planner event or planner night on Thursday. Loving my planner girls. If you're not check me out on Instagram, please do so. I think I already mentioned that, but just I've got some cute stuff on there. All right, so that's it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get it in my planner here, and I think it turned out really cute. I love the colors, and like the card said, I love this life. I am going to be putting my page marker that I have on my Etsy store. So if you're interested in purchasing that, it's still available on my Etsy shop. If you liked this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. I love reading your comments, so please leave me a comment. I'll see you next week. Bye.